ladies and gentlemen, Gungans and droids. Across our beloved empire, welcome to Adult Howlet News, the only news you'll ever need, because you have no other choice. And in today's episode of AHN, wow, it's finally here. Proving Grounds and Commander Tano and Razor Crest will be finally farmable in their brand new event called Proving Grounds that we heard about a month and a half ago. Don't worry, we'll give you a little reminder how that works. And on top of that, Juhani is getting an Omicron, and let's just say this, I have her at low gear. That says a lot. I have most of the important characters at high gear. She hasn't been important. Now she might have a bigger role in Galaxy of Heroes. So why don't you guys come on over and let's take a look at all this together. Woo! All right, here's our content update that we got today. Also, another important thing to note, you might need to speak to the tinfoil hat on a deeper explanation. June's login calendar is going to be Base Malbus, and the free calendar is going to be Sith Marauder. Now that we have double calendars, we're starting to see there's definitely a theme going on. For example, let me bring you on over. This month alone, we had L337, T3 and 4. And of course, we got Shorty, a fantastic addition to Galaxy of Heroes, and obviously Celebrating Droids. Last month, we got Wedge Antilles, his ship. And what that mean? We got Outriders from Dash Rendar. So again, the login calendar usually means something, but Base Malbus and Sith Marauders, not a lot of connection that I'm seeing. Maybe it could be a new Sith Empire unit, a new Rebel unit. Hard to tell where things are going right now, but that's not the most important thing. We'll talk to the tinfoil hat later. Maybe something's coming up here. This is what people have been asking about. Holy cow. They announced this game mode, Proving Grounds, a month and a half ago on April 14th, and it's finally coming later on this week, bringing Commander Tano shards that people have been waiting for. And it's finally coming. If you hop on over in game, you'll see it starts in 5 days. Now, unfortunately, it's exciting to get Commander Tano to be a more farmable way. Bring him on over so we can explain briefly how this works with Proving Grounds. Just a reminder, actually, I want to mention this. The developers got some heat because originally, if you check out the video, they called this a new game mode. See, they called it mode there. They got some pushback, and they ended up retitling it just an event. It's just a simple event. It's nothing to be super excited for, except for the prospects of being able to farm Commander Tano. But if you already have the unit at 7 stars, you're not going to get anything out of this event. This is really for people that don't have Commander Tano 7 stars yet. So the requirements must not already own the unit at 7 stars. If you have a 7-star Tano, it's not going to be that useful for you. Must not already own enough shards to 7-star unit. So if you've been hoarding, let's say you're sitting on 330 plus shards, you can't full CG. For some reason, they won't let us get shard shop currents. Apparently, we can't have us easing the gear crunch, making shard shop a bit more accessible. No. Once you obtain the unit at 7 stars or have enough shards, they will no longer be accessible. So we're going to take a look at this event. I do have a free-to-play account that does not have Commander Tano up running, so we'll take a look at it. But again, I don't think this is something to be too excited about, except just being able to farm Tano. Again, they changed it from game mode to an event. It's something very, very simple. So good to see it's finally coming around. Goodness. Month and a half later, man. CG, you guys are on point with a lot of stuff there. But one more thing before we start taking a look at Juhani, 8th brother. If you're looking at the Grand Inquisitor, you're excited for him, or just in general, you need to kind of just start farming them. 8th brother is now farmable on light side 6E, replacing Pog the Lesser, which can still be farmed on light side 4E, or more importantly, can still be farmed in the Galactic War Store. And 5th brother, the last one we're waiting for, heading to the Chroming Pack. So in about a couple weeks from now, we'll get it farmable somewhere else, most likely on a hard note. Two quick things I want to point out in the event calendar. Normally nothing interesting in these. However, 2 things to note. Firstly, we are getting the Inquisitor Assault Battle June 16th. Not sure if we'll have the Grand Inquisitor by then. And the other thing interesting to note is we got an extra territory war going on in the month here. We have 5 instead of normal 4. Does that make it more important? Slightly, but still not as frequent as Grand Arena. And of course, no crystals tied to it. And in case you're sick of 3v3, good news is we're heading back to 5v5 after these last 2 weeks of 3v3 Grand Arena. Here we go. I know. It's a territory war Omicron. I'll give you a positive spin on it, but it's territory war Omicron. Good news is Juhani is one of the more lesser important characters when you farmed up for the Revens and getting Malik. Ultimately, she was kind of dead weight. I mean, I didn't even put the Omegas on her. I feel like Gear 11 was kind of overkill, but nonetheless, I did it. Juhani's Omicron is for Territory Wars, and let's just hop over to there. Cool thing is, right now, in Territories with the Omicron, she'll just taunt for 2 turns. So she's got a pre-taunt. Pre-taunting characters are always useful, so you can ignore the rest of this. There's no condition that need to be met. At the start of battle, she just pre-taunts. So that's going to be incredibly helpful for a variety of teams out there. Pre-taunts are never in, trust me, you can never run out of good pre-taunting tanks. So that right there makes her useful. Then, Juhani and a random dark side unaligned force user ally, excluding the Empire, First Order, and Galactic Legends, and a random light side unaligned force user ally, excluding Galactic Legends, gain redeemed until Juhani is defeated, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Now, this is very, 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 very specific wording, but don't you worry, I'll help you navigate through all this word vomit right here, because I think it's really calling out one important character in the game. But the redeemed status effect, you get plus 35 speed, and that is nice right there. And whenever an ally with redeemed uses an ability during their turn, all allies with redeemed assist. Then whenever an ally with redeemed gains a buff, dispel all debuffs on allies with redeemed. So frequent ways to cleanse up a team. And whenever an ally with redeem is damaged by an enemy, all allies with redeem gain 15% turn meter. And then whenever an ally with redeem is inflicted with a debuff, all allies with redeem recover 15% protection. So it might kind of this seems weird, right? I think I know exactly what CG's trying to strive for here. Now again, Territory Omicrons, I'm sure top-end guilds are probably going to require this. I hope not. I just don't get a lot of bang for my buck out of Territory Omicrons. Grand Arena is the most important thing. There should be, if you're applying Omicrons, at least 80% should be Grand Arena, maybe even 90%. The rest are Territories and everything else should be ignored. But you know what I think they're trying to shoot for here? Let's create a little team together, shall we? Let's do this. Hop on down here. Yeah, create new squad. Here's what they're trying to do. Let me follow you. So this team, you might be familiar with it. It's quite popular inside a Grand Arena. We're talking about you. We're talking about Mara Jade, of course, who, they got a Territory Omicron too. Now, that's a little funny. Now, just for the sake of fun, why don't we go ahead, throw in that Juhani, my lowest geared Jedi I have in the game. So throw in Juhani. She's got an Omicron for Territory Wars too. Pretty odd. But wait, we need some unaligned force users here. And I think you know what we're talking about. Starkiller and usually the light side individuals, Visas Mar. Here's the funny situation. Boba Fett's side of Django has a Territory Omicron, but it's not extremely useful inside of Grand Arena. Starkiller, very good in Grand Arena, but they're actually slightly useful in Territories if and only if you have the Mara Jade Omicron. Because with the Mara Jade Omicron, it's kind of a slight replacement for the high speed that Starkiller grants from his unique ability. There is much conflict in you on that Omicron, because in Territories with Mara Jade, you get 100% Terminator Mara Jade, basically fulfilling the same purpose in Grand Arena Wars to get Mara Jade going, start a massive Terminator train for Palpatine and Mara Jade. So that's how it works right there. However, now you can make this even better. So what I'm seeing Juhani Omicron is to make the Starkiller lineup even more competitive outside of Grand Arena, because Starkiller is not a top team in Territories, not top 10, but it's maybe top 25 inside of Territories. But that's where Juhani comes in, because again, the wording is so specific here. And let's double check what it says real quick. Actually, just scroll down over here, much better. So she's gonna grant a random dark side unaligned force user ally, excluding Empire, First Order, and Galactic Legends. Well, that excludes a lot of them. For example, I mean, I guess Maul, it could apply to Maul potentially, but I don't see why you would have Maul in here. But it's not going to apply to Supremator Kylo. It's not going to apply to any of the Inquisitors. Not going to apply to any of the Kylos. Maybe Asajj, for that matter. It excludes quite a lot of them. Really, the only ones that are kind of free from this constriction is Maul and Asajj and Starkiller, because they're not First Order, they're not Empire, and they're not Galactic Legends. So it really is, I can't imagine being targeted towards anything else except bolstering Starkiller outside of Grand Arena even more. So now here's the thing, Mara Jade's not going to get redeemed because she's an Empire dark side unaligned force user. So it's going to go to them. And she's got to apply it to a light side unaligned force user. And really, there's only one other light side unaligned force user on the team, and that's usually Visas Mar that's going to get the redeem. So it's kind of it's one of the more, if you care about territories, I see this being a useful thing, because now you're going to give Starkiller, Smart that extra 35 speed, and then you're also going to be able to get them to assist anytime an ally with the redeem uses an ability. So when Starkiller does something, yeah, you're going to call in Smart for the assist. You know, it's not the biggest play in the world. I would rather have Mara Jade be called for the assist, but you also have ways to just make sure Starkiller's kind of not being tampered with for the most part. But I will say this, is this going to be like a necessary Omicron to pull this up? I ran this team a lot, and here's the thing, if Mara Jade gets rolling, they just get rolling, and Starkiller at times just sits there and does nothing except just grant the non-Grand Arena Omicron bonuses to the team. So point being is, yeah, this can maybe make the team better. I can maybe imagine this maybe making it better on defense, because now you got a pre-taunting tank on the team here. I mean, yeah, it's kind of addressing the areas where there is much conflict you just cannot simply work outside of Grand Arena, because outside of Grand Arena, well, you're not going to be able to get the pre-taunting on the Jedi tank. Well, Juhani can do that. You're getting the 35 extra speed, which Juhani does that right there. You're not going to get the debuff enemies dealing less damage and stuff like that. You're still not going to be getting the assist when Palpatine's using his basic. But you can see it's trying to bring in some of the Omicron viability from Grand Arena and spill it into Juhani a little bit with at least these two top things right here. Who knows? Maybe they'll release like another Omicron for Palpatine and territories where debuff enemies deal 50% less damage. So maybe they're splitting up the Starkiller kit that can be useful in other parts of the game, but just putting it among other individuals out there. The point being is, it could be a useful territory Omicron, bringing some of that viability in. Again, it's the age-old question. Do we care enough about territory wars compared to Grand Arena? I know top guilds, like super top guilds, might care. Some top guilds are giving up on territories. They're going casual now. There's really not a lot of important things tied to territories that could change. And maybe these Omicrons for territories will be a lot more appealing sometime down the road. But you know, it's also appealing seeing each and every one of you guys. It's an absolute blessing when you guys stop by. So leave that like. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on Commander Tano. We'll take a look at that Proving Grounds later on this week. I don't think we should expect too much out of it, but still nice to know we have another way to farm the Razor Crest, it sounds like, and Commander Tano. Let's just hope it doesn't take another 3 years to get Commander Tano the 7 stars. Anyways, like, comment down below, subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And as always, my brothers from my other Imperial mothers, it's great to be in the Empire today.